Tonight on Nightstand.
You can kiss my black booty.
Have talk shows gotten out of control?
I'm concerned about our values.
Are those things really that important?
Then, sex in Washington, D.C.
The more the fornication, the better off the nation.
We even did it in the rotunda.
Ouch, that's gotta hurt.
Jerry Springer guest stars as he and Dick go toe-to-toe. Our talk show's out of control and sex in Washington, D.C. Tonight on Nightstand. And now, the man who likes to think of himself as the Joe Piscopo of comedy, your host, Dick Dietrick.
Television talk shows, are they really out of control? One of those who says yes is my first guest. Her name is Donna Wilder, and we're going to call her that. Now, Donna's the leader of a group of real mothers, better known as a GORM. They say that TV talk shows have become a cancer on our culture. Now, Donna, call it crazy, call it kismet. I don't think you like talk shows.
No, I don't, Dick.
And as the French say, parquet.
Well, Dick, it began when my son Shane was homesick from school. I let him watch some TV while I did some gardening. But when I came back in the house, what do I see? I see my son in a dress, a blonde wig and glasses, and he's pretending to be Sally Jesse Raphael.
Gosh, your son was in a blonde wig and glasses pretending to be Sally Jesse Raphael.
Dick, the point is that I'm concerned. I'm concerned about our values, our youth, and the preservation of our society and culture as we know it.
Oh, come on, Donna, are those things really that important?
Do you think it's a good idea for our kids to be watching shows like Get Bigger Breasts or Else?
Okay, maybe some shows go over the line.
That's a typical show. Here, look at today's TV listings. Check out the shows that our kids are coming home from school to watch. Nazi makeovers, mother-daughter diaphragm swapping. Tell me that's not disgusting.
Did you see Beetle Bailey today? He cracks me up. The Sarge caught him napping at the ammo dump and... Oh, I'm sorry. You were saying?
I was saying that these shows are an affront to our intelligence, and your show is one of the worst.
My show?
That's right. Last week alone, you had centerfolds turned porkers, and Dad Only Wants to Be Friends.
That was a family show.
Well, that's exactly why my group has called for a boycott on all products that advertise on your show.
Oh, really? And how many members does this little group of yours have?
Right now, only 41.
41! Look at me, I'm laughing. 41! Get a tight shot of my face as I laugh.
I'm sorry, 41,000 and growing.
I'm laughing out of joy that somebody is finally taking on these talk shows. Wouldn't you agree, sir?
No, I don't agree. I've been watching this broad, right? And I think, in my opinion, either she ain't getting enough of this, or she's being visited by her monthly friend, if you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, sir. I don't want you to ever make a negative comment about a woman's menstrual cycle, period. Well, it doesn't matter anyway, because yes, there are some talk show hosts who do act irresponsibly, like, oh, say, Jerry Springer. But I can assure you that at Nightstand, we only perform quality programming. Trust me. Okay, when we come back, we're going to meet some big, sassy black women who dress like Elvis. Stick around.
Do you have a dirty little secret that can ruin someone's life? You could be a guest on Nightstand. Give us a call at 555-DICKY.
Okay, we're back. We're back and we're asking the question, have talk shows gotten out of control? Some people say yes, and among them is Donna Wilder. Now, Donna, you say these shows are despicable, but do you ever actually watch these shows?
Well, I never did until the Sally incident with my son. But now, to document our claims, I watch at least 5 hours of shows a day.
Wow, and how much time does that consume?
5 hours, Dick.
Okay, my next guest says all this hoopla about talk shows is bunk. He says there's fun. He should know he's been a guest on over 200 of them. Please welcome Zach. So, Zach. Zach, 200 shows?
That's right.
And how do you find the time?
You know, Dick, I'm a male exotic dancer, so I can work my schedule around the shows I do.
Oh, right. Great. A male exotic dancer. And what was the first show you were on?
Well, the first show was kind of a joke. I went on Sally and said that I was a bulimic.
So it was kind of a gag.
That's right.
Now, obviously, you are in demand. So, Zach, in your opinion, what makes a good talk show guest?
Well, you got to be enthusiastic, personable, and be able to yell, "You-ho!" at a moment's notice.
Yeah, especially if you want to be on Ricky. They do that a lot on Ricky. So, Zach, what are some of the other shows you've done?
You know, I've done everything from I slept with my first grade school teacher.
An educational show.
Right, to Hunks That Love Chunks.
A chubby chasing show.
Yeah, and most recently on I Got the Big One.
A show about men who have big ones. Yes. Now, Donna, how do you respond to Zach?
I think he should be ashamed of himself.
Why? I'm having a little bit of fun and nobody's getting hurt.
That's not true. In our audience tonight, over there, is one of our members, Chelsea Gramercy, whose life was destroyed by a talk show.
Where's Chelsea Gramercy? Where is she?
I'm right here, Dick.
You're Chelsea Gramercy?
Yes.
We met briefly backstage, but I didn't know you were going to be a guest on the show. That's great. That's great. So, well, how did a talk show destroy your life?
Well, my marriage fell apart.
That's good.
Relations with my family have been severed, and I'm undergoing extensive therapy.
Wow. Sounds to me like the work of Jerry Springer.
No, Dick, it wasn't. I was on another show where they did one of those ambush interviews.
Oh, okay. Now, I should explain to our non-industry viewers that an ambush interview is when a guest is lured onto a show and told it's about one thing when it's actually about something else. It's a particularly mean thing to do, but when it works, it's really neat. So, tell us about your ambush.
Well, my husband and I agreed to do a How Did You First Meet show. Mm-hmm. But then they surprised us by bringing out my cousin, who outed me to my husband.
Oh, I'm so sorry. In other words, the world found out that you were a lesbian. I don't think that's a bad thing. I think the world needs more beautiful lesbians.
No, I love men.
So you're a part-time lesbian.
No, Dick. My cousin revealed to my husband that I'm a hermaphrodite.
A hermaphrodite?
Yes, I was born with both male and female genitalia.
Well, first off, I want you to forget everything I told you backstage. And secondly, have you ever gotten drunk and knocked yourself up?
Dick, you see, this is what I'm talking about.
What?
You take a very traumatic situation, and rather than dealing with it sensitively, you go for the shock value. How come you don't ask her how she's coping with the pain and trauma caused by being on a talk show?
Hey, you can't blame her problem on me. You know, it's not my fault that he didn't tell her husband that he has both an innie and an outie.
This is so outrageous. Don't you have any sense of No, you're not going to get me in a shouting match, Dick, because I know she's just a rating point to you. It's that simple.
No, Mrs. Wilder, it's not that simple. It's about promotion and publicity and knowing how to keep an audience up as we go into commercial. And you know how you do that? By asking Zach to do a little exotic dancing for her.
No, I can't. I mean,
What?
look, Dick, after hearing Chelsea's story here, it made me realize for the first time that maybe this whole talk show thing is wrong, and, you know, maybe we are hurting people.
Oh, come on, it'll be fun.
No, I can't.
Hey, we'll pay you an extra $100.
Well, in that case,
All right, here we go. Give him a hand. discussion of talk shows. Plus, we'll ask our hermaphrodite Chelsea if he will let us take a sneak peek. Stick around.
They could have called him. They could have called him. But he's known affectionately.
You are lovely. You are fair. You are life and love and care.
I wrote that for your mother on our wedding night.
As
Dr. Love.
No, seriously, it's
Ba, 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 ba.
comic genius Bob Newhart has his own show, weekends at 8:30 on the Paramount Channel.
Every age has a different kind of beauty. Organics with Glucozil nourishes your hair's living roots to give you vitality and shine from the first time you use it. A deeper beauty that comes from the root. Organics from the Alida Hair Institute for inner beauty that shines through.
Mature.
Mature. Mild.
Mature.
Mild.
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 The difference between lovers of mild Chanton and new mature Chanton is simply a matter of taste. But why are so many people turning to Chanton?
It has a very nice creamy texture.
Yeah, it's really fresh.
Lovely toasted.
Absolutely full of flavour.
It's creamy. Very tasty. Mild or new mature, the cheesemakers are confident that after one taste, you'll turn to Chanton.
It's good, isn't it?
From New York City, it's America's most famous movie critic, Jay Sherman.
Hello, I'm Jay Sherman, and this is Coming Attractions. Tonight, I'll be reviewing the latest Tim Burton movie, Edward Plungerhand.
Please shoot me.
It's Arnold Schwarzenegger's latest film, Rabbi P.I.
Reviewing the latest movies and interviewing the stars.
You compare yourself to Sharon Stone?
Don't you?
Tomorrow, 10:30 on the Paramount Channel.
Can we get a shot of that?
We're back. We're asking the question, have talk shows gotten out of control? Yes, ma'am, you had a question.
Yes, Dick, I agree with what Donna said about these talk shows, but you know, you have said nothing about these shows that portray all black women as finger-snapping, head-wagging, loud-talking lunatics.
Well, that's not among our top priorities at this point.
Oh, yeah? Well, you know what? I think you were nothing but a hoe, and you can kiss my black booty. Yes, you hear me?
I wouldn't be surprised if that woman was a plant to incite the guests.
That's ridiculous. Celeste and I have never met before.
When you get people on TV, you end up exploiting them, just like you exploited Zach into dancing. You know, he treated you like a piece of meat.
You're right. Hey, that's a pretty sleazy thing to do, Dietrick.
Hey, what do you mean sleazy? I don't do sleazy. Jerry Springer does sleazy. He's the one who gives us all a bad name. Wouldn't you agree with that, caller?
No, actually, I wouldn't. In fact, I don't think it's very fair how you keep blaming Jerry Springer when he doesn't have an opportunity to defend himself there.
Well, we invited him here to our show, but he refused to come on. I guess he's chicken. Is that it, Jerry? Are you chicken?
I doubt Springer's a chicken.
Oh, and how would you know that?
Because I'm Jerry Springer.
Folks, trust me, we get these crank calls all the time. Trust me, if this guy's Jerry Springer, I'm Oprah Winfrey.
Nice to meet you, Oprah.
Jerry Springer? What are you doing here, and how'd you get through on the phone?
Well, obviously, no one else is calling.
Oh, that old trick.
You know, for the last year, I've been hearing how you've been bad-mouthing me, and so I just had to find out, who are you? I mean, are you even on in Chicago?
Chicago? We try to stay out of the big cities.
I've never seen it, but since I'm out here for the talk show awards, I thought I'd come out here and check you out.
What talk show awards?
The talkies, you know, last night at the Beverly Hills Hotel?
What talk show awards?
The big award show. You know, everyone was there. Oprah, Phil, Sally, Geraldo, Montel, Rolanda, Gord.
Rolanda was there?
Everybody was there. Didn't you get an invite?
Yeah, sure. I probably got it and confused it with a pre-approved visa that I always send in and I'm always denied. But I probably didn't think it was that important.
What do you mean? These awards are the best. I mean, it's because it's peers honoring their peers. Now, I don't want to be bragging, but I won the award for the best talk show on location for the show we did about runaways in the streets of Hollywood.
That was yours?
Yeah. Hi, how are you?
Good, hi.
Nice to meet you.
Hi.
Yeah, how are you? Thank you. Oh, well, thank you very much. That wasn't necessary. What's your name?
Mueller.
Mueller, nice to meet you.
My pleasure, Mr. Springer.
Yeah, give me a call sometime. Maybe we'll work something on our show. Very good. Very good. Nice to meet you.
Nice meeting you. You know, that was wonderful.
Well, thank you. I'm very proud of that.
God, you know, Dick, that's the kind of show you should be doing.
Oh, fine. He does one good show, and you think he's the second coming.
Look, we've done more than one good show. Remember we did those moving shows about battered women and how they confront their abusers?
That's right. I had forgotten. That was wonderful.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Yeah. I was particularly proud of that show because I thought that really got to the essence of what women have to put up with sometimes.
It was so wonderful. I just wish that all of your shows could be as important as those were.
Well,
I mean,
so do I.
really hit it home.
Yeah, so do I. But let's be realistic. People don't always want to be talked to. Sometimes, you know, you just got to mix it up, have a little bit of fun.
Right.
Yeah, right. With all that tabloid fluff, you wouldn't be able to do a runaway show every 4 or 5 years.
You're the one that does all those, like, ambush interviews.
The show
what?
All right, that does it.
That
does it. It's you and me, Springer, right now.
What?
You may think you can come in here and snow my guests with your common sense and your logic, but I won't let you get away with it. I'm taking you on, man.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about you and me, Jerry. We put on the gloves and duke it out right here. Mano a mano. Comprende-vous?
Dick, that's ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous.
No, it's not ridiculous because you're polluting the waves with mindless shows featuring society's dregs, and it's time somebody took you on for all the lost causes out there. People like Chelsea. Because, folks, if anybody represents losers, it's me!
You're really serious about
You're damn right I'm serious. You say you want to help? Well, here's your chance. Come on, we'll put on a boxing match. We'll put up a purse. The winner chooses his favorite charity. Audience, what do you think? Huh? How about it, audience? What do you think? You see?
All right. I will fight.
There you go.
I'll tell you what, I'll fight you for $1,000.
$1,000?
Well, surely a successful talk show host has $1,000.
Well, I'll have to make some calls, but I can raise the money. Okay, when we come back, it's Dick versus Jerry. Dietrick versus Springer in the battle of the century.
Hey, you can get Dick on the World Wide Web. Cruise on by.
Have you ever been in a conversation with Lorena Bobbitt and she cut you off? If so, give us a call.
Okay. Welcome back to Nightstand and the fight of the century between talk show hosts Dick Dietrick and Jerry Springer. Introducing the challenger, a former appliance salesman from America's heartland. He's now the new king of talk shows, Dick Dietrick.
You're going down, Jerry. You're going down, Jerry.
Dick, have you decided what charity you're going to be fighting for?
Yes, if I win, the winnings will go to my favorite charity, Saline House. It's a support group for women who have had successful breast augmentation.
And now, introducing the challengee. From the Windy City, weighing in with a 4.1 rating and some awfully nice suits, Jerry Springer.
why are you dressed like that?
I've changed my mind. I can't do this. This is ridiculous. Even you have to see that.
Oh,
I mean, I can't
I'll tell you, when I see Springer, I see a coward. You're a chicken, just like when you wouldn't show up when we invited you on our show.
What was the show about? I'm over 40 and I still have blackheads? That was... I mean, it was obviously an ambush show.
Maybe.
This is what you waste valuable airtime on? You're a disgrace, Dietrick.
Exactly. If you're not part of the solution, then you're part of the problem. You're wrong,
right.
Dietrick. Jerry's right. Jerry!
Jerry! Jerry! Jerry! Jerry! No, forget it! Forget it! Forget it! First you turn my audience against me, now you turn my people against that doesn't.
I'm not turning your audience against you.
Yeah, come on, put it up, man. I know better than you.
I know how you feel, all the frustrations, and you're worried about everybody attacking talk shows.
You're going down, Jerry.
No, it's
You're
just
going
two
down.
guys. What are you doing? It's just two guys that were trying to make a living. You're going right into their hands. You are playing right into their hands.
Quit trying to make sense, Jerry. I'm not going to fall for it. Come on,
Dick, come on.
Put him up. Come on yourself, Springer. Put him up and fight me.
Really?
Come on, put him up and fight me. Come on.
That doesn't.
Oh my God, he's out. I never thought this feud would come to this.
What feud? I don't even know the guy.
It's okay. I know mouth to mouth.
I think he's breathing. He's going to be okay.
It's okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Aunt Esther?
Jerry, can you do his wrap-up?
Why me? What am I going to say?
Well, just say what Dick would say. All his spontaneous thoughts are on the prompter.
Would he like that?
He'd hate it.
Okay, I'll do it. If I could have, if you could turn down the lights a little bit. Tonight we've heard from some people who say talk shows are out of control. But I say most talk shows, in particular Nightstand, perform a service. We educate people, not just the cultural elite of this nation's vocational schools or junior colleges, but all people from Joe the mailman to Jimmy the militia member, from Sue the bored housewife who dreams of being a prostitute, to Mary Ann the bored prostitute who dreams of murdering her pimp. Talk shows are beneficial because of hosts like me, Dick Dietrick, a guy who forces himself to care 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 380 days a year. For now, he's Dick Dietrick.
Hey, Nightstand isn't over yet. Here comes a whole new topic. I'm Dick Dietrick. Tonight on Nightstand, a look at a world of debauchery, abuse, corruption, and moral depravity. That's right, it's our salute to politics. Very nice, thank you. Thank you, very nice. Until recently, U.S. Senator Daniel Handelmeyer was considered a shoo-in for a third term in office. Then a former aide in his Washington, D.C. office filed a $12 million sexual harassment suit telling of unwanted sexual advances, wild orgies, plus a couple of things that were unbecoming to a senator. That aide, Julie Duda, joins us tonight, along with her attorney, well-known feminist, author, and probable lesbian, Connie Croydon. Juliet, now, you worked for the senator for 6 years, is that right?
Yes. I was a classification G2 sub-level personal assistant with a grade 4 pay scale.
What does that mean?
I was a secretary. I did typing, filing most of his paperwork.
But papers weren't all he asked you to handle, were they?
No. One night, the senator and I were working late, and well, he dropped his pen. I picked it up and I handed it to him. And a minute later, he drops a file. Well, I bent over and I picked that up too. But then he drops his telephone and I'm starting to get the message.
Right, you think the senator is retarded.
Until he dropped his pants and I was shocked.
Really? He was that endowed?
Julie's referring to the senator's effrontery.
So was I.
It was terrible, Dick. He would corner me and then he'd paw me and he'd tell me about his wonderful tongue baths. It was obvious that if I didn't do what he wanted, I would be fired.
Ugh, I'm so sorry. This is very painful for you, isn't it? You are very entitled to this breakdown, but could I ask you to just break down a little more towards camera 4? Thank you. Perfect.
Dick, the fact of the matter is my client was an impressionable, vulnerable young woman, unfamiliar with Washington's ways, even though she had worked for public servants before.
Really? Like who?
Well, I started with Senator Ted Kennedy, then Senator Bob Packwood, and before that I worked with Bob Barker for a year on The Price is Right.
Well, you obviously enjoy being under powerful men. Now, oh, no, people. Come on, let's not canoe to that place tonight, huh? Okay, now, before coming to Washington, what did you do?
Well, I was a spokesmodel for Microthong panties.
Really? You modeled underwear. Let me ask you, how much did you pull down a week?
Enough to put myself through beauty college. But I always had this dream to be in government service.
Yeah, you say government service, but there are some who say you service the government.
I was only a secretary. I did filing. I did typing.
Typing? They say you were a hunt and pecker.
That's not true at all. I am not like that.
Julie, I'm sorry. Camera 4. Now you're attractive, you're shapely, you're very close to being intelligent. Why would a woman like you work for the senator with his known reputation?
Well, he told me he was going to run for president, and if elected, he would consider me for a cabinet position.
You must be limber.
Dick, the senator had an insatiable sex drive. Ask her to tell you about the time he went to Mount Vernon.
Who's Vernon?
No, Dick. Mount Vernon in Virginia. George Washington's home. We did it there. We did it everywhere. We even did it in the rotunda.
Ouch, that's gotta hurt.
The point is, Julie was used by the senator until the senator began considering a run for president, and she became a liability.
Instead of a really nice asset.
Exactly. So I was fired.
She would have become just another Beltway romance had she not made a copy of the senator's personal diary.
Ah, yes, the senator's diary. You know, I gotta tell you, stealing a man's diary, revealing his private, innermost thoughts, don't you find that sordid, unscrupulous? Well, you be the judge as I read some of the more juicy tidbits from those journals. Oh, and Mueller, can you give my voice a little echo so I sound like Captain Kirk when he's making a log? July 8th. Dear Diary, saw Tipper Gore today. Boy, I'd like to tip her over my desk. Ha ha ha. July 14th. Saw Gorbachev at a black tie banquet. That spot on his head reminded me of a woman's woo-woo.
You see, Dick, the actions described here are so typical of a man in a position of power, in the way he was so patronizing and dismissive of women.
Yeah, right. Okay. When we come back, we'll continue with our look at sex Washington style and find out which congressmen are best at dispensing the pork. Stick around.
Do you have a real-life story that isn't true? You can be a guest on Nightstand. Give us a call at 555-DICKY.
He's got one thing on his mind.
Oh, yeah.
And he usually forgets it.
Good morning, Susan.
Suzanne.
Suzanne.
So don't miss the only sitcom that features cross-dressing.
I'm Louise's husband, Richard.
And girls getting to know each other.
Audrey, what's come over you?
I mean, I thought I had problems.
Dear John needs some therapy. Weekends at 9 on the Paramount Channel.
you. We're back. We're back. We're talking sexual harassment in Washington, D.C. You know, there's an old Washington saying that goes, finding an honest politician's about as easy as finding Mark Furman in the city of Compton. Our next guest claims to be the exception to that rule. Please welcome Senator Daniel Handelmeyer and his wife, Winnie. Senator, Mrs. Senator, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, Dick. I appreciate the opportunity to confront all this poppycock.
Senator, please, the language. Okay, now you've heard Julie's accusations, and we've already made up our minds. But I wanted to give you a fair chance to respond. Plus, we've got about a minute to kill. I would be remiss if I didn't ask you, Senator, how do you get so much babage?
Those are rumors, Dick. I'm not a lech. Every one of those incidents she alleges did not happen. And I feel tremendous pity for her and hope she gets help for her problems.
Dick, the senator is much too modest to say this, but he has had quite a few sleepless nights.
So I hear. That's my French laugh. It's a popular favorite here on Nightstand. You've probably seen it.
This young lady, the senator gave her a job, and she betrayed him. Well, I guess that's the way society is today. I mean, there's this need to bear false accusations and to bring down people who have dedicated their lives to public service.
These aren't false accusations. Your husband forced me to get down on my knees, and then he started going like
Dick,
this.
excuse me.
Yeah.
Isn't it our turn to speak?
Yeah. Julie, could you hold that position while we talk to the Handelmeyers?
Julie.
Oh, well. Winnie, forgive me. You were saying something.
Yes, I have known the senator a lot longer than her, and I know what a good, decent man he is. And believe me, I wouldn't be with him otherwise.
God, I love this woman. You know, Dick, I'm not gonna lie. Our marriage has had its ups and downs. I have sinned in the past, caused in no small part by a serious dependency on alcohol and drug abuse due to an old back injury.
Oh. So we're talking prescription drugs, painkillers, that sort of thing?
No, Dick. Angel dust. But I'm pleased to announce I've undergone extensive treatment at Betty Ford, and I've joined AA.
Oh, you've joined AA? Terrific. For those of you who don't know, AA is a wonderful organization that will come out and jump your car when your battery dies.
Yeah. And anyway, I have done wrong. And I apologize to every American. But most importantly, I apologize to my Winnie. And she has forgiven me. And this just makes us stronger.
We may be grandparents, but we're still just like a couple of high school sweethearts.
There might be snow on the roof, but that doesn't mean there's not a fire in the old furnace.
Dick, this is all very sweet. How does the senator explain the diary?
Oh, Dick, there's a logical explanation for each and every one of my entries.
Senator, once again, the language. Well, why don't I read to everybody some of those entries, and you can, in fact, respond to them. How does that sound?
Fair enough.
Okay. As soon as she walked into the office, I jumped on top of her, and we rolled around on the floor, and I ripped off her clothes.
Oh, Dick, in that case, the poor woman's clothes were on fire. I mean, what would you have me do? Sit there and watch as she burned to a crisp?
Okay, I buy that. Here's another one. All I could see when I looked up were these tremendous hooters.
Oh, that's just a case of poor spelling. On that day, I had the privilege of meeting the Indiana Hoosiers basketball team. I don't know if you've ever seen a basketball player in person, but they're tremendously large.
Sold me again. No, I'm not even sure I can say this one, so let me show it to you.
Oh, that's easy. I offered her a job on the Pacific Rim.
Well, Senator, those are some very reasonable explanations.
Oh, come on, Dick. Would the senator swear to those explanations under oath?
This is not a court of law.
Oh, good for you, you
yeah,
liar!
Well, we wish it were a court of law, and we will see you in that
Okay,
court
now
of law.
settle
You can
down. Settle
guarantee
down.
that.
This isn't This Week with Christy Brinkley. Okay, when we come back, we're going to meet a former Washington mistress who claims to have slept with every Kennedy, including Rose.
Coming soon on Nightstand, it's Scary Camp Stories.
And they turned on the radio, and they heard that Wilmer had escaped from the mental institution, and that he was spotted in the swamp by the woods. Then all of a sudden, they turned around, and they realized that the killer was right in front of them in the studio!
People.
Only on Nightstand.
Welcome back for more Sex in Washington. Connie, you wanted to say something.
Yes, Dick. I'm stunned that you're starting to believe the senator. Why would my client invent these claims?
Dick, this is an election year. She's obviously a tool of partisan politics.
Oh, politics has nothing to do with this. This is about power, and women just aren't going to take it anymore.
Yeah. Wow. Well, one woman who says Julie should take it is Pamela Exner. Pamela, can you stand up for us, please? Pamela says Julie made her own waterbed. Now she has to roll around on it. And you have personal experience in this area, is that right?
Oh, yes. I've slept with several presidents.
And she has detailed these presidential liaisons in her new book entitled The Oval Orifice.
That's right.
Now, Pamela, who was the first president you slept with?
That would be Roosevelt.
Roosevelt, refresh my memory. What was his last name?
That was his last name, FDR.
Okay, so this Roosevelt FDR, was he a good lover?
Well, actually, FDR was a dud. But Eleanor, she knew how to please him.
Now, of all these powerful men you were around, did you ever consider yourself harassed?
Hell no! With all the stress these guys are under, I always figured that the more the fornication, the better off the nation.
Well, we have some differing viewpoints here. Yeah, ma'am, you want to say something?
Yes, this is for the older woman who sleeps with powerful men.
Could you be more specific? Oh, okay.
Have you ever slept with J. Edgar Hoover or Herbert Hoover?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear her.
She wants to know if you ever had sex with a Hoover.
Upright or canister?
Well, anybody else have questions for anybody on our panel? Nobody. Well, they don't seem that bothered by your behavior, Senator.
And they shouldn't be. I've done nothing to apologize for.
What? Why don't you tell everyone why she was fired? And what about all of those other diary entries?
Winnie and I have said everything we have to say in this matter. Right, dear?
That's right, dear.
Geez, that's too bad. I was hoping to get your comment on one other matter.
Oh, what's that, Dick?
Well, remember backstage before the show when you were relaxing in your dressing room?
Yes?
Well, you didn't happen to notice our secret plant cam, did you?
Plant cam?
That's right, our plant cam, which we planted in a plant that we planted in your dressing room.
You
and
what?
we secretly videotaped you.
This is outrageous.
No, this is outrageous. Watch.
I'll be in the ladies' room, dear.
Now take your time. Don't forget to call Raoul and thank him for the excellent blow. Yes? Come in.
Hi, Senator. I'm Heather, a production assistant on the show. Is there anything you need?
Well, Heather, why don't you come in while I think about that?
Oh, okay.
So, Heather, you liked your job?
Oh, I love working in television.
That's great. You know, I know some very influential men in television. In fact, I've helped a number of young ladies like you into interesting positions.
Really?
Yes. Actually, I'm sure I could help you, too.
Senator, I think I better be going now.
Has anybody told you? You have a very pretty mouth.
We're ready for you in the studio, Senator.
Oh, I'm ready. Thank you, Heather. Say, you're a cute little fellow, aren't you? Has anybody ever told you? You have a real pretty mouth.
Oh, my God.
Now, Winnie, I can explain everything.
Why don't you start with the Coke?
Coke? That wasn't Coke. That was new powder formula Advil. I was having a killer headache.
Oh, really? And how do you explain Heather, our PA with the killer body, who forgot to turn her high beams off?
What was to explain? I was only trying to help her out of this cesspool you call a talk show. I was doing her a great big favor.
Oh, nice try, Senator.
It's true, it is, it's true.
You know, this is a side of you I have never seen before. I think I'm going to be sick.
Not as sick as you're going to be when you see the footage we got of you with our patented toilet cam.
Toilet cam?
Put down the seat and let's watch.
Hello, Mrs. Handelmeyer. You know, Connie, even though you're wrong about my husband, I'm very familiar with your work, and I've read all of your books.
Oh, thank you, Mrs. Handelmeyer. That's very nice of you.
Oh, please, call me Winnie.
Okay, Winnie.
Well, good luck out there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's quite all right.
Yes, she did, but not without your help. Well, remember that little meeting we had in my office right before the show?
You didn't.
Yes, we did. Mueller, roll the dick cam. Julie, come into my office. I've got a little problem.
Oh?
Yes, have a seat on the edge of my desk. It's that Jerry Springer fella. He's a thorn in my spleen. I wish he'd just go away. You know, I should be hosting the Jerry Springer show.
Well, I do know one or two tricks from my days in D.C.
Oh, really? Whatever do you mean?
I mean, you make it worth my while, and I'll pay Mr. Springer a little visit, work my way into his good graces, and then we blackmail him into giving up his show.
But, Julie, that would be illegal and probably against the law.
Come on, Dick. We're all adults here. I didn't make Handelmeyer a pervert. I just took advantage of the fact that he was. You son of a bitch!
Aha! I told you she was lying. And now I'm going to sue the both of them.
Oh, shut up, you buffoon. It's your fault. Now I'll never be the president.
How could you admit such a thing, you idiot?
Oh, I'm the idiot!
Yes, you are an idiot.
Throw myself the frozen fruit! Oh, yeah.
Let's see that bathroom lesbian scene one more time in slow motion. Can you believe what she did? Hi, are you a straight guy in the cast of Cats? If so, give us a call. Okay, we're back, and even though we've exposed some people as the scum they are, some good came out of tonight's show. Julie, you're now going to be the punchline of just about every joke on the Jay Letterman show. Winnie and Connie, do the words flannel shirts and Doc Martens mean anything to you? And Senator Handelmeyer, well, he may have finally found the woman he always wanted. So what have we learned tonight? Well, we've learned that men in powerful positions must respect women for not just being sex objects. In fact, they may not even be objects at all. So whether you're at work or play or at work, excuse me, has anyone ever told you you have a real pretty mouth? For now, I'm Dick Dietrick.